2000 Ford Crown Victoria. P0430. Where's the other one? I see two. There it is. P0442, I think is what I saw. P0430, P0442, small leak. I did one of these on the other Crown Victoria I have, which is right there. This one, it says small leak, just like that one. Got my smoke machine set up. Running at 4 pounds. You should never put more than a pound in the system, but I have it cranked up because I was trying to figure it out what's going on. So there's a test port. There's a test port right here that you take this thing off, and it's a Schrader valve. This is a Schrader valve in here. So you gotta actually physically push that little button in there to be able to get smoke in it. I don't have that adapter. I have a little, this is like a tapered plug that I just put duct tape on to kind of give it some grip. You can see where it was smashing down on it. But yeah, so I removed this hose from that hose, jam this into that, kind of wiggle it around in there, turn it left and right so it seats pretty good. Turn the smoke machine on. This is a little cheapy smoke machine. You gotta click this button to actually turn it on. But this port here, this tube runs to the back of the car. So anything that's in the back of the car is through that tube. So after a little bit of diagnosis, I checked the gas cap. There is actually smoke coming out of here. That wasn't the problem. It's not passing the gas cap. But when I lay down underneath the car, your purge vent is here. In a couple of minutes, this thing will start smoking. So I'm gonna drop this bolt and this bolt so we can see what's going on. Okay. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It's kind of windy today. But there is smoke coming out of here and here. So let me grab this off real quick. This one and that one, and we'll see what it looks like behind it. Okay. Well, I can see smoke right here coming out. And it is coming out right here. Let's see. It's coming out. It's bypassing the vent. Because right now you pull this vent tube. Yeah, it usually is way up in that hole right there. Way up in there, and it's held down by this little clamp. Holds it in there. So I pull them off. I'll just show you. So this is usually way up in here, and then that little clamp holds it up in there. So I pull them out, right? Because this is just the end of a hose. Like, what the heck? See all the smoke coming out? Well, you gotta stop that. So what I do is I take this, bring it up to the clamp. Let's see, take it, bring it up to the clamp, bend it in half, and just jam it into the, into the clamp. Boom. And that holds it still, no longer smoking. Ow. Why? Who put the trailer hitch on? Never mind. But yeah, so we come back to here, and it's smoking out of this. It's going right through the valve. This should be closed right now. The car's off. This should be closed. It shouldn't be letting anything through. So it's the exact same problem that was on that car. The purge, there's this thing called purge canister vent. I'll get you a part number, what you need. But that's how you smoke test and diagnose at least the back of the car. This is the hose that's up front that we're tapped into. You see how like corroded they get? This is from fuel vapor. Fuel vapor really eats these things, and these aren't easy to get. I've come to the conclusion about dealer parts, and if you do get them dealer parts, they're expensive. But you can see it's corroded all the way up that, but it's not leaking. Spider webs, but none of it's leaking. No smoke coming out, and that just, it goes up right to that top corner, and it turns into a metal line and goes either through the frame or next to the frame, all the way up to the front where we're plugged in right now. But so we'll get this swapped out, clear the code. Now we gotta check out the other one. So we got a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria manual, but it's pretty good between the years between 99 to 13. Almost everything's kind of the same. There's just like some simple things that are different. But P0442 and P0430, I believe to be the same codes. Well, close. But they want you to perform a systems leak check. Once you perform the system leak check, it leads you over to the vent, because they're going to the purge canister, I believe this was called purge valve, charcoal canister purge valve. Is this vent line here that goes up that I had pinched off earlier. But this inlet comes from the front of the vehicle, from this hose right here. This itself is the purge valve. So I believe that I'm having the same code, just it's two different codes. So one's telling me a small leak and one's telling me that something's wrong. When with the white car over there, I was just getting a PO, I think it was a P0442. It was a small leak one, telling me I have a small leak. So I've gone through all this. I've looked at the purge valve, and then the other one is the vent, purge vent valve, charcoal canister purge vent, I believe. Anyways, I don't see it right here. Oh, actually, wait, right here. Right here, emissions canister vent solenoid. That's that valve in the back that's leaking. It's leaking right through the connector right there. So the trick to this one is if you pull this valve out and you block off this side of it and you blow through that one, see if you can blow air through, because on the white car I was able to blow air out of the connector itself, and then I replaced that, and the car's been running just fine. No check engine lights, no nothing. The other thing to do is this dust, what they call it, dust separator. I had actually swamped that car. I hydroplaned it up in a ditch in that car, and probably about that much of it was flooded. Everything in the trunk was ruined and all that. But if you look at these cars, right at the bottom of the car is the canister. That's the charcoal canister, the vent solenoid, and the vent's up in the frame. So if it's able to collect some air and water and mud through it, because I swamped it, it's gonna block up this. And so I had to take mine out and I just ran water through it until it came out clean. But yeah, that's another thing to look for. But 9 out of 10 times what I've come to see is either your gas tank cap smokes profusely because the gas tank's bad for the small leak, or it is the vent solenoid right there. Vent solenoid. It's that little guy. We'll come back over to this. Yeah, so P0430 is telling me that it's below threshold. So I'm going to dig into this one a little bit more. I'm not exactly sure, that it is the same, but what the book's telling me, the same process to diagnosis is the same exact process for the PO, what does it say right there? P0430. P0430 and P0442, same process to diagnose the leak. So, up front, take the hose off the canister vent. This guy here is this hose. It has a service point. Goes down. Pressurize the system. Come back here. Check for leaks underneath. Right there. And then just to make sure that you're getting smoke in the system, take this bad boy off. Till you get some smoke start coming out of here. It's all residual, but then you know your system's got smoke in it. And you can see where it comes out and fix the problem. This is that part number for that solenoid, the vent solenoid. This is an old one off of the white car, but that is the correct part number for it. Just make sure that you look at the connector. That's the only thing I would tell you, is because the hoses are just simple. It's just 2 males. They're different sizes, of course, but the 2 males and the connector, that's the big one, to just make sure that yours fits. I know for a fact that this one came off of a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria. So that's your part number right there, PV0506. I'm assuming it's the same for this car. If not, I will get back to you guys and give you the correct part number. But they are identical. They have the same 2-wire plug, everything. But if you're working on these things, man, I suggest you get one of these things. I mean, that's no joke. That's a serious service manual. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Tolerances, torques, everything. I also have a wiring diagram. If you have a old police car, man, this will save you time, big time. Because I mean, like, there are certain, like, in here we have like police options, like police option, you know, you gotta figure out like what this is. And if you have all that wiring laying in there and it's hot at all times, you know, this could be for the computer in the back of the car. This could be for, you know, the radios or whatever it is. If that stuff's just laying, you know, not taped up, or, you know, even a wire nut, you know, don't use wire nuts on cars, please don't. But something, and that thing hits ground and shorts out a system somewhere, man, you'll be chasing it forever. But so get yourself a big old manual. They're called service manuals, not like the owner's manual, not like the one you get from the factory, but like a Chilton's. A Chilton's is this thick, you know. You look at it. A Chilton's is this thick, and my service manual's freaking this thick. You know, get yourself a big old book to figure out everything you need to know about them.